Okay, hi there, this is Kim Willis, and I'm just recording this little segment here. It's a behind-the-scenes, rough and ready look at the products and the group coaching support that is also included. So, once you're registered, you will gain access to this platform, and of course, you will need to log in. So here we go, log in here, and you'll be taken to a dashboard. So there are three learning segments or modules, if you like, 2 courses plus the webinar replays. So let's have a look at the first course, and this is where you ought to start to try build a course. At least the first 5 or 6 lessons, something like that. You don't have to necessarily complete all of the lessons right now, because the lessons 9 and 10 are about webinars, and you may not be ready for webinars, so you can always come back to that. Lessons 1 and 2 are about the hero's journey. Now, what's that about? Well, it's pretty simple. I believe that if you become good at storytelling, you can use that skill to attract more people to you. It's as simple as that. People are motivated by stories. Small stories, big stories, any type of story. People love stories. And if you can get into the habit of creating stories for your Facebook group, for your personal profile, if you've got an email list, for that list, whatever, even if you're a blogger, people love stories. So, what better place to start than to write your own story, what we call the hero's journey story, okay? Your personal narrative. Some people say, oh, it's like a bio. Well, it's a bit more than that. It's often it has more, you include more emotional aspects. You talk about the setbacks that you've had, etc., and how you overcame them, that type of thing. So it's not really like a traditional bio, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be big to start with. It doesn't have to be a big story. It could be, 500 words or something like that. It's a good way for you to practice your writing skills. Now, of course, not everybody that gets involved with us has natural writing talent. In fact, most people don't. Most people are not that comfortable when it comes to writing stuff. But look, you've got to bite the bullet sooner or later, because if you're going to prosper on platforms like Facebook, etc., you have to become reasonably good at creating content. Now, the good news is that it's a skill that can be learned, and you can learn it. Okay, it's amazing. I've got examples of students who were really quite hopeless at putting together little pieces of content for their, for Facebook or whatever. And now they've become highly proficient at it. It took them a few months, but definitely worth it in the end. So that's why we do it. There are other reasons, there are other benefits as to why you should write your hero's story. But for instance, you want to become an affiliate for Tribe Builder. You cannot become an affiliate until you've written the story, okay, and published it in the Tribe Builder Core Facebook group. So you start off there, and then we move on to lesson 3, which is talks about high-ticket strategies and so on. How to set up your Facebook group is number 4, and that's an important lesson, very important, because you can use Facebook groups to build your community, build your tribe. It's not the only way to do it, but it's certainly one of the main methods that we use. And number 5, how to add members to your Facebook group. There's 2 segments to that, so I'll split it into 2 lessons. Number 7, content strategy for your Facebook group and beyond. So we talk more about content there. How to build community in your group. It's one thing to open a Facebook group. It's another thing to add members to your group. But if you don't get community happening, if you don't get engagement happening, your group will be a dead group, and you cannot generate leads and make sales from a dead group. Okay, so that's a very important lesson as well. And then we have the lessons on the webinar, how to run successful webinars. But that's a more of an advanced topic, so you might want to leave that one. You don't have to do them. I'm a great believer in only studying the the lessons that you're going to be able to implement now. You don't study stuff that you may use in 6 months' time, right? That's just a complete and utter waste of time and energy on your part, and it's not what we want here. Successful people don't do that. They go for the here and now, and they learn about the strategies that they're going to implement now or in the very, very near future. So that's just a thought there. So that's units and lessons for the Tribe Builder course. So that's where you should start. So let's just go back here, and we go, there's another course, Simple Online Success course. The SOS course. Now, this course is about on the Facebook side of things. It's more about the basics of working your personal profile. So this is separate to the Facebook group strategy, okay? And once again, we talk about content because look, the internet is a content-based platform. That's what the internet is all about. It's all about content. So you're either producing content or you're consuming content. And look, we all consume content, but if you want to get into the game and make money, you have to produce content as well. You've got to be in that elite group of content producers. So I give a lot of emphasis to this. Engagement tricks for Facebook and Twitter. We talk about Twitter. You don't have to run the Twitter strategy right now, by the way, but it just gives you a bit of a heads up. So there's some good stuff there. This is not the primary course, but there's some good stuff there, particularly the first 3 lessons. If you also want to go on and do the Twitter thing, you can, but only do it if you plan to also run a Twitter strategy in tandem with Facebook, more or less now. Okay, if it's something for the future, just leave it, come back to it. You don't need to see. People say, "Oh, I'm confused. I've got so much brain clutter." Well, one of the reasons why you've got brain clutter is because you're learning stuff that you're not going to implement, and there's no reasonable prospect of you implementing it in the near term. So why study that stuff? Just stick with the stuff that's important to you now, and you can always come back to. See, a lot of people, they're like a kid in the candy shop. They want it all, so they gorge on it, and then they get sick, and they just, they don't feel like doing anything. Inertia kicks in. So with the course, with the courses, you just work through the content or the lessons that are applicable now. Okay. Now, to back all of this up, we've got the webinar replays. Now, I've got the webinar replays housed in 2 parts. One is in the Tribe Builder the Tribe Builder lesson section, but we've recently kicked off a standalone section just for the webinar replays. Okay, so from April 2018, all the earlier ones are in the Tribe Builder course. We will be moving them across to to this platform soon, and maybe by the time you see that, the earlier lessons will be there anyway. But at the moment, it's April onwards. So we've got April. We broke it. It was a major, it was a major session. It went from more than 2 hours. So I broke it into three segments, and then the May segment, the May webinar or Zoom call. We call them Zoom powwows, but they're really live webinars. The May one was we ran that in. I split that into 2 components. I've also got another one called New Beginnings, June 2018, and there'll be another one to back it up for June as well. So so you've got those. Perhaps actually, I'll just show you the earlier ones, a few of the earlier ones. We'll just go back to the Tribe Builder course. Okay, we scroll down here, webinars. And there's a whole series there going back to 2017, concentric circles theory, quick tips for better content creation, lots of good stuff in there about content. Once again, strategic underpinning, warm-up post, different ways to, so there's more about content there. Personal profile, we talk about your personal profile, the finer points, 5 ways to get quick sales, etc. convert or bust. So this one here, January, is about conversion. Lots of different ways to convert leads into sales and generate leads in the first place from your tribe. Hero journey to hero marketer. So how to use your hero journey story in your marketing, how to get off to a fast start, 6-step formula, etc. Lots of good stuff there. So there's another one there, conversion special, and then we've got adventures with words, topics, 5 things you must do right now for newbies, hero story snippets. That's a really good segment, that one, hero story snippets, how to segment your story into microbytes and use them to promote engagement and generate leads, and on it goes. Okay, so I think you got the idea there. We'll just go back to the starting point. All right, that's it. So your training is then there. It's not onerous. It's pretty. A lot of it's quite simple. Although you may need to watch it a couple of times. You may need to watch a lesson a couple of times before you finally get it. You know, it has to be driven deep into your psyche, if you like. Now, what else have we got? Well, over here we've got the 30-day chat. Now, this is not mentioned in the sales video for Tribe Builder Core because it is not an automatic inclusion. It's a value-added extra, and I could withdraw it at any time. Okay, but at the moment we're running it. It's an extra thing, and it's a 30-day Tribe Builder new member messenger chat. Okay. So there's lots of good stuff that happens here. People love it. But at the end of 30 days, you are removed from this chat. I could reduce it to 21 days or even 14 days in the future. So this, as I say, this is not included. It's just an extra thing, an extra bonus that I give people. So we got that. And then, of course, the Tribe Builder Core group. And this is an active group. It's definitely not a dead group. Of course, lots of people are trying to submit, lots of members are trying to submit content, but we don't approve all the content proposals that people want us to include because, well, I just don't want it to become an untargeted content fest. I have particular requirements about the sort of content that gets added to this and posted to this group. But we do accept some contributions from members, but we also want to recognise other members who are already successful, making money, etc. So we do that. We do welcomes. I like to welcome new members. I have opinion pieces and things like that I think, posts like that I think will help to improve members' success realities. So we do that. What else? We have hero stories. This is where you post your hero stories. So every day, usually every day, we get people posting their hero story, and they will get support. So this one was only posted recently, and she's had 15 comments plus 2 more, so that's 17. I think I haven't even commented on it yet. Usually I'm a bit late. I'll take a few days before I get to a story, but I will comment on that, on that story. Members are also welcoming any of their new member introductions. We do that. So very much a community kind of thing here. Lots of good stuff. Yeah. Okay. And on it goes. So helpful content from other members. 6 ways to building trust and credibility with your customers. That's from Guido. He's a successful Tribe Builder affiliate. He's also a practicing Tribe Builder Core member. He's building his tribe. He's got over 100 people in his Facebook group. He's only fairly new, the last couple of months, that type of thing. He is definitely successful. He's making money. And on it goes. So there you go. That's probably enough for now. There are a few other things that we do, but I think you've got the main drift there. You've got the gist of it. And we'll end up back at the right place here at the training portal. But please don't think this is just about watching training videos. It is about community. It's a very important aspect to what we do. And if you don't get into the community, how are you ever going to build your own? If you don't plug into the community, you've got no chance of building your own community, because it's a case of leading by example. Leading by example. And sure, I struggle with this myself in the early stages because I'm not, I'm not a great networker, if you like. I don't have a natural talent there, but I made the most of it. I embraced it. I let go of my hang-ups, and now I'm building my community in leaps and bounds. It's quite amazing. All right, okay, I'm sure you got value out of that, and I'd like to see you on the other side when you join. We'll give you a warm welcome. All right, this is Kim Willis. Bye for now.